何でもできる, 何でもなれる. Hello everyone, it's Leo, and in this video I'm going to talk about episode 11 from Hirogaru's PreCure with the amazing appearance of our lovely Curiel at the end. I loved seeing her again. She is so precious and so special. Her season was great. Hug to PreCure, amazing. So, I want to talk about this amazing episode that was episode 11. I absolutely loved it. I had high expectations for this episode because we would finally see a little bit more of Ageha and the start of her relationship with Tsubasa. They would start being friends because she already knows the other girls from the group. And now it is time for her to know the new member, even though she isn't a PreCure yet. But it was even better than what I was expecting. I feel like we were able to see so much and understand Ageha so well in this episode, and also Tsubasa. I just loved it. There were so many funny scenes, cute moments. That moment that Ageha finds Tsubasa for the first time and she starts picking on him and she starts asking him questions. She starts presenting herself to him. It was everything. When she hugged the bird, baby, I was living my life. I loved that moment. It was incredible. At the same time, we could see a discomfort in Tsubasa. And there is one thing that I found really nice, which is the discomfort in Tsubasa when Ageha calls him shonen or boy. Because I can understand it because Tsubasa is primarily a bird, not a human. So maybe he doesn't see himself in that word because, well, they can turn into humans, yes, but that didn't really seem to be something that he did regularly before turning into Cure Wing. So I can understand that disconnect between the word and his identity for now. And, I really liked the way they had this relationship that was so funny. Tsubasa, super tsundere, and, trying to be a little bit more serious around Ageha. Girl, it was everything. When they were in the car, it was very funny seeing Sora notice how a car goes very fast. It was very nice, new experiences for Sora as well. And I also loved that Ageha was singing the theme song. I mean, not really the theme song, but she was following the same rhythm, just with different lyrics. That was cool. And so we get to the big event of the episode. And I like when El-chan is able to be a little bit more playful. I loved the scenes that she was really crazy about Soragoro, which had a nice design, by the way. I wonder if that was lipstick. Is Soragoro wearing lipstick? But still, it was nice. And I loved when Ageha compared Soragoro to Tsubasa. And Tsubasa was like, no, he doesn't look like me. I'm sorry, Tsubasa. He kind of does. So they had two different courses. Sora and Mashiro took the hard one, while Tsubasa and Ageha took the easier one. So we have this disconnect between Ageha and Tsubasa. They don't know each other very well. And Ageha has a very outgoing personality, and she was trying in her own way to connect to Tsubasa. She was trying to communicate with him. She was trying to make him open up a little bit more, but he wasn't really feeling it. When they got to the first riddle, Ageha has to go and change the diapers for Elle. By the way, it was nice that Elle was inside the car with her baby seat. Very nice, very important. If you have a baby, that is fundamental. And Tsubasa was trying to solve it. And then when Ageha came back, she had already solved it on her own as well. So they both solved it. And so he told her, like, why didn't you tell me before? Which is a line that will follow us one more time in this episode, which kind of turned out nice, in my opinion. And because of that, they decide that Tsubasa needs to undergo the athletic route. But Ageha doesn't undergo this route. She just crosses it around, and at the end, he didn't need to go through it. It was funny. I like those scenes because they give a little bit more shine, a little bit more glitter to the character. So it was very funny seeing Tsubasa do all those things that he was doing. And then when they got to the end of the course, there was this anger in Tsubasa because Tsubasa had to undergo that and Ageha didn't. And at the end of the day, it was the same thing. And so they go to another riddle. And in this riddle, Ageha tries to solve it. She tries to find a different way of solving this riddle while Tsubasa is already fed up with everything. So there is one nice thing that I feel like this episode did right, which is Tsubasa was not feeling comfortable around Ageha. And Ageha noticed when Tsubasa left her for the first time, she noticed that she might have done something that would have hurt him or that would make him discomfortable. And she even used she even used the word hate. Is he hating me now? Did I do something that he hates me now? And then he leaves and he starts talking to the girls. And it's interesting in that dialogue that Mashiro is the one to talk about Ageha. Mashiro is the one who knows Ageha better. She knows Ageha better than Sora, obviously. And so whenever we have that dialogue, we get to know a little bit more how Ageha was feeling when Tsubasa became Cure Wing. In that episode, she was also feeling angry for everything that was happening to Elle. She was worried about Elle. We knew that she was trying, she was creating plans and everything. But it's nice to have a little bit more information on the feelings that Ageha was having at that time. And so there is this idea that will connect Tsubasa and Ageha at the same time, which is they both care deeply about Elle. So Tsubasa found a common point between them because so far they couldn't find anything in their personalities to make them resonate with each other, but they both care deeply about Elle. And Tsubasa decides to go up the hill. So before Tsubasa leaves, we have a scene of Ageha looking at the rope thing and the rope way. That's the name. I'm sorry. I didn't know that in English, I think. I don't know. I didn't remember that word. So when she looks at it, she has a moment of reflection. And I wonder if that is related to her awakening as Cure Butterfly later on, or if it's just because she realized that the answer to the riddle is on the top of the mountain. No matter what the answer is, I thought it was a lovely scene nonetheless. So she took the ropeway and she went up. While she was going up, Tsubasa was also going up, but she arrived first and she was there waiting for him, helping him to go up as well. So I feel like what that scene was trying to show is that Ageha, even with her pushy personality, even with her ways that would make Tsubasa feel uncomfortable, that's who she is. That's the way she deals with people. And she doesn't mean any ill. She has no ill intent behind it. And so she really wanted to help Tsubasa achieve the prize that they also wanted, and she wanted Tsubasa to see the beautiful sight that was on the top of that mountain. And that's what happened. I feel like throughout the whole episode, she wasn't trying to make Tsubasa feel uncomfortable. She was trying to make him open up and to know him better, to make him have fun, to break him out of his shell. Did it work? It didn't. But her intentions, I feel at least, weren't bad. And I really like when he goes up and he was like, did you know that it was on the top of the mountain, the riddle? The answer to the riddle was on the top of the mountain. And she was like, yeah, and what didn't you tell me before? Again, I love that. It was great. But obviously, Kabaton was there to ruin the day or save my day, because I love Kabaton. And Kabaton had a great plan. You know, Kabaton created a Landborg. Landborg captured L, which is the one Kabaton needed. And he also captured character B, who is Aga. I love it. It is so meta-linguistic. Kabaton, you are everything. I love you so much. And the Landborg was using Ageha and L as shields so that Wing couldn't hit him. And Ageha was the one to create a plan of her own so that she could get free. And I love it. Jankenpon, rock, paper, scissors. It was great. And the way she played the Landborg and Kabaton, baby, it was everything. She is the mastermind. She created a plan in episode 9, and she created another one in episode 11. This woman is the mastermind. I love her. And it was so nice when she did, and she was, whenever the Jankenpon was going to happen, she looked at Cure Wing. She knew that she could trust him because he has the same intent as her, to protect El-chan, to make El-chan happy. And so she let go. That scene was so beautiful. It was everything. I loved it. And Cure Wing was able to capture her. He was a little angry with her because it was very reckless. Yeah, it was indeed. But remember, you also did it in episode 9, Tsubasa. We did not forget. We got a little desperate in that scene, baby. But still, Cure Wing was able to capture her, and then the fighting scene actually started. The fighting scene itself was cool. We had Sky and Prism joining later. At one point, I really thought it was going to be a Cure Wing solo fighting scene. That would have been a huge breakout for Cure Wing, because we barely see, I think we don't see episodes in which we see like other Cures fighting without the main Cure being present, you know, or like without the team being present. So I don't know. I don't think we have that. Unless it's like, I just remember one from Hugto, but in that episode they didn't even win. Like they won with something else. But still, it was going to be a breakthrough. But then they arrived, they helped a little bit, and then a miracle happened. Cure Wing's attack worked as a finisher. Baby, I was so happy. Oh my God, I was so happy with that. I have been complaining since episode 9. You guys know it. I have been complaining about it every single time. Cure Wing's attack isn't a finisher. It has to be a finisher. Cure Sky could finish it by herself. Cure Prism could finish it by herself. Why can't he? Now he can. I loved it. I am so happy. Cure Wing, you have a finisher, baby. I was, throwing confetti all over my room. Metaphorical confetti, at least. I was super, super happy. You guys have no idea. I think you do have an idea how happy I was with that. It was so cool. It was really nice. And at the end, they could all gather on top of the mountain and see the wing with the rainbow. So the wing, I wonder if that is some sort of symbolism, because the wing is a motif we see a lot in Hirogaru Sky. That specific wing is a motif we see a lot. So I wonder if it's going to play out, if a rainbow is going to be important, because if we're talking about a rainbow, it's also something that happens in the sky, right? So, because like Cure Sky represents the sky, Cure Prism represents clouds, Cure Wing represents like flying and a bird, Cure Butterfly also represents an animal that flies, and now maybe a cure that represents a rainbow, that is something that also appears in the sky. I could see that. And I liked that symbol, very nice. And at the end, we could see them all going home. They were all super tired. Elchan was super happy with the Saragoro merch. Baby, I'm just like you. Look, I'm just like Elchan. Elchan is inspiring me to get some merch of my own. Saragoro isn't as great as the Lavendaruma from Healing Good PreCure. Unfortunately, but I'm sorry. Saragoro, you can't hold a candle to Lavendaruma. And I loved that last scene of Ageha trying to talk to Tsubasa, but he was super tired and he was like, I am not tired. He could barely keep his eyes open. And then he turned into a bird again, using a seatbelt. How cute is that? How cute was that? I just think it was incredible. What an episode this was. I just loved it. Anyways, episode 11, a great episode. And the hero corner of this episode, to me, was the scene of Ageha playing Jankenpon with the Landborg, falling down and Kirwin capturing her. What a moment that was. It was just everything. And there's another thing that I like about those scenes. Elle was there, but she barely reacted to anything. So I kind of like that. I kind of like that she is some sort of accessory in the fights, because like if you think about a baby in that scenario, she would be crying loudly, desperate. And that would be very uncomfortable for us to watch. So I like that she is just chilling, in those scenes. Because Elle has a lot of personality in other moments. So I like that in those scenes as well. So episode 11, a great episode. Please share your hero corner in the comments of this video as well. Let's keep talking about episode 11. I'm so excited for next week. We have Kabaton, and we have the last scene of the episode, which was Kabaton. That scene was very nice for a couple of reasons. It was the first time that we actually saw the city like that. Whenever we see Sorashido, it looks very colorful and bright. And then we saw the city in another way. And it was kind of a little bit more oppressive. And that is probably how Kabaton sees the city. And Kabaton doesn't have a house. He doesn't even have a blanket for himself. He is doing everything he can because he needs a good life in the Underg Empire. We know that because we saw that in episode 9. So he is desperate. And now he has one last chance. We heard the voice again. The voice threatened him and she got him one last chance. She also used a new thunder power that was very scary. And I wonder if she's going to use that power in Kabaton next week. I am not ready to say goodbye to my baby. I am really not. I hope he just gets defeated by Sora and keeps being around and he doesn't get killed by the voice. Please, voice, I want to like you. Don't disappoint me. Anyways, this was my view on episode 11 from Hirogaru Sky PreCure. Please leave a comment with yours. Let's keep talking about it. Just want to take this little time to thank the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. Thank you very much for your support. And I used my microphone closer this time because, my voice isn't very good. So I'm not being able to speak very loudly. So, a little closer to the microphone it is. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and until next time, bye-bye.